Welcome to your weekend focus for August the 29th and the 30th, 2020. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you, Tilly, for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. I send it right back to you. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing me with family and friends, for subscribing, for ringing the bell, knowing when my videos come out. You'll be the first to know if you ring the bell. So we have the 29th. Now, the 29, when we add that together, the 2 plus the 9, we have an 11 kind of energy day. And 11 energy days are just, it's days when we can make commitments to ourselves, where we realign our focus, where we gain the momentum, where we put the focus on our dreams, our goals, our desires. When we have clarity and understanding of what's standing in our way and what needs to go and what we need to move past or allow in, perhaps, in order for ourselves to go forward. But when it's a 29 energy coming to an 11, it's more of a something that you need to learn, or you learn that day. So the 29th, we can learn little lessons that take us forward in life. But it could also be some kind of formal education, or a little seminar that you find online, or growing your knowledge in some way, in some capacity, to help you move forward. Gaining information, gaining sage wisdom, perhaps. And if we do the numerology of the day, it's a 23 energy. And the 23 is about guiding you into safe ports. So sometimes we just have to see where we're going to end up and go with the flow and be in the moment, and maybe follow our intuition to a point where I'm going to try this, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to look into this. I'm going to have a conversation about this, whatever it may be. Know that I think it would have to almost do with learning, because of the 29 energy coming in the numerology so strong, that it's about, we need to learn something, and we know we need to learn it. And so maybe it's a forward motion and making a plan of how you're actually going to take in that, pardon me, a frog in my throat, to step into that knowledge, to gain that knowledge, that wisdom, that understanding, that clarity. So, and 2 plus 3 is a 5. So, I mean, that's all about your inner creativity, your creative genius. It's all about laughter and joy and creativity and romance. It's about being in the moment. It's about enjoying life. There's also a part of that energy where we want to be in the spotlight, or we want to be noticed, or we want to be thanked. So don't hold it so personally today if somebody doesn't thank you, or say, hey, good job, or notice something that you've done or what you've said. You get rewarded later for those things. So don't worry about it. Don't say, oh, what did I do to offend them? And man, I never saw anybody else try and do this. There I go, and I I mic drop it. It's so good. And yeah, nothing. They just walked away. So sometimes we take it personally, right? You're driving down the road and somebody cuts you off, and you think, oh, whoa, why would you do that to me? Well, they weren't planning on doing it to you. You don't wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to look like for this kind of vehicle with this kind of driver in it, and I'm going to cut them off. Maybe they just got news that somebody was being rushed to the hospital. Or maybe they were in fear of some actions at work, and the big meeting was today. And their mind just wasn't there. They probably aren't even aware that they did such a thing. And yeah, there's the 0.0001% out there that is trying to just tick off the entire world, right? But for the most part, it's not something that's actually being done to you. So don't take it personally if you don't get that thank you, or that gratitude, or that whatever kind of praise or attention you were looking for. Which moves us into the Sunday, which is a 30 energy. And the 30 energy is all about celebration and home and family and romance. And so the 30 energy is so divine, and it just brings in this lightness, this happiness, this joy that we kind of all feel. And over the last several days, I think it's been that kind of energy where people are just nicer. They're in a better mood. They're having fun. They want to get along. They don't want conflict. So I think that continues throughout the entire weekend for us, at least within the numerology itself. Now, if we do the numerology of the day, it is a 15. I got like a skeeter flying around here, something on my legs. It's like, oh my gosh. So if you see me all jittery, that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to get this mosquito. He keeps landing in different spots, but I think he's bored of me now. So I don't edit, this is, you get what you get. So where was I even with the 15 energy? So the 15 energy, that that's the phoenix rising out of the ashes, so to speak. That's the rebirth. That's the allowing something to dissipate in your life, to move forward, to feel the freedom. The 15 is about understanding what you are anchored to, that you can free yourself. And it may take time. It may take the knowledge. It may take the learning experience in order for you to truly break free. So that energy could really evolve into something that we need to learn. We need to understand. We need to investigate. We need to research. We need to plan our steps in order to really ignite our path forward. So look at this weekend as, what am I to learn? Maybe about myself, Why did I get so upset when that guy cut me off on the highway? Why did I get so upset when they didn't say thank you? Why did I get so upset over that? I know I did a good job, so I have nothing to prove except I know I did a good job. I can look myself in the mirror and smile. And put yourself above it. The only person you need to measure yourself to is yourself. Nobody else. You don't need anybody's approval. And yet, 90% of our actions and what we do, what we say, is for the approval of others usually. We're a social being. We want to be accepted. We want to be included. But this shows us where we are actually hindering ourselves within our own actions, our own beliefs. And we break through it. We understand it. We change the perception. Oh my goodness. Okay, this card said, I am falling out of the deck no matter how much. Oh, look at this, the Five of Pentacles. I almost get with this card that you're sitting there and you're going, but Tilly, I have had so much patience and so much understanding. And I try and meditate, and I try and reflect, and I try and be in the moment, and it's not going forward. And I'm tired. Because it's easy to fall into the negative. Everybody does it, so you're really in a comfort zone when you do it, when you allow it, but it doesn't get you anywhere. You're sitting on the threshold of your abundance. That is the door of abundance. You know, you have to look close at it, but there's this beautiful, big, huge pentacle right in the middle of it. And the archway has pentacles as well. And if you just stand up, take a breath, grow your confidence in yourself, believe in yourself, know that you have the talents and abilities, and above all, this weekend allows you to look at where you can learn, where you can grow your wisdom, your understanding, your clarity. So all you need to do is stand up and turn around. Maybe get a different perspective, a different viewpoint of something in your life. And you'll see that door. So do you dare to stand up and stretch and know that you can do it? Believe in yourself? Step into your tomorrow? And yes, we need a patience. Yes, we need to be in the moment. Yes, it takes time. But the end result will be worth it. So, we need to stand up, walk our path with the strength, with the knowing, with the courage. And bring out that inner warrior. Okay. I'll get that card back in there really good, I guess. Let's see what the cards have to say. Oh, Sun is in Virgo. I think the Moon is in Capricorn for most of Saturday. I think as the evening starts to come in, supper's all done and we're getting settled for the night maybe. It'll move into Aquarius. So Saturday will really be more, we'll be more conscious of what we're getting done, what's on the list. Meeting our obligations, our responsibilities, doing the right thing. And as the moon moves into Aquarius, we may be looking at the fairness. We may be looking more at the collective. We may be looking at, it's such an inventive time in our thoughts. So it is a beautiful energy to grow your dreams, to invent something in your mind, to create something, to become a reality one day in one way or another. And that takes us into Sunday and probably into Monday as well, or a little bit of Monday maybe. Okay, let's cut the cards here because they're starting to fall all over the place again. And oh, look at this, Four of Swords. This is about rest. This is about restoration. This is about not pushing yourself so hard. Stop beating yourself up. You're doing just fine. You are exactly where you are supposed to be right now, regardless of how you see it. That's the reality of it. You are exactly here right now at this moment. Stop pushing yourself. Stop berating yourself when you didn't meet a goal or let's say you're trying to quit smoking and you had 3 today. Oh. You don't praise yourself that you only had 3. You beat yourself up because you had those 3. This is a restoration, especially when it's in the first place. Here we have to mind our health. We have to mind our well-being. We don't want to take unnecessary risks when it comes to our health and well-being. Whether it's something that we are doing, engaging ourselves with, or it's our environment. This is also a symbolization of coming off the battlefield. And knowing that your tomorrow is completely different. A fresh start, a new page, a new day. Tomorrow is past. It's done. Or yesterday is past. It's done. Tomorrow will never come. Today is what matters. So what are we doing today? And making the plan of how you're going to greet each day. Of how you're going to wake up in the morning, even if you don't feel like it at first, Wake up in the morning, give yourself a big stretch, and say, it's going to be a great day today. And put a smile on your face and get out of bed. And that will be so hard to do for some of you for a very long time. You do it, you know what? You do it for 2 or 3 weeks and it becomes habit. And watch the energy that starts to trickle into your life in ways that you would never have expected it before. And you can go ahead and prove me wrong on that one, okay? Seriously, if you do something as simple as that first thing in the morning, don't hit the snooze button. Sit up in bed, give yourself a big stretch, and say it's going to be a great day. Can't wait to get started. Let's get moving here. So it is about anticipating your new day. And this could be in career. This could be in home and family. It could be in your health and well-being. Absolutely. The Strength card. It is knowing your courage, knowing your strength, developing it, bringing it out into the open. Giving empathy and compassion to others, fairness to others, being a person of integrity. The Strength card is about trust. It's about having the strength and courage and not needing to use it just because it is your vibration. Queen of Pentacles. She's been coming out a little bit more and more, hasn't she? She was just out the other day. The storm has passed. Was that yesterday she came out? Here she is again. The storm has passed. Even if you don't feel like the storm has passed, it really is a point where it's time to start thinking forward motion. And yeah, a lot of things are up in the air with everybody's life. Do we send the kids to school? Do we have school to go to? Are the classes going to be online? Are they going to be real time? How are the schedules being done? So there's so much. How many people are in the building? Perhaps is another one, right? What are you wearing? Do you need a mask? Is there sanitizer? As we're all going through this in one level or another, and so it's very hard to say it's okay now. I can breathe. Nothing to worry about. Because you probably don't feel that way, especially with the Five of Pentacles coming out there. You don't feel that way. So I guess this is a little bit about the belief that we need to have in God, our angels, our spirit guides, knowing that they're getting everything ready so that when we can step forward, there's a place to step forward. That's exactly what we are working towards. It may not be exact, it may be their version of it, but it will bring you just as much, if not more than expected, joy, happiness. Four of Pentacles. Well, we haven't seen the Four of Pentacles in quite some time. Four of Pentacles is one that we hold on to something for fear that we will lose it forever. So we allow the situation or the environment, we've settled for an environment rather than taking a risk on ourselves, our talents, our abilities, and stepped into something that we truly wanted to step into. So, you work this one job and you're okay in the one job, and I mean it's a cool job and you like the job, and The people you work with are okay, and it puts food on the table and everything. But if you really, really wanted to, you'd be doing something completely different. And you know what it is. But yet, what if you fail? You got something kind of secure here, and should I take a chance? And this isn't to say this is the sign to jump, especially if you have nothing to jump to. But it's about making plans, perhaps about making that bridge, building that bridge to be able to do that one day. By allowing yourself to let go of what you cling to right now. Because it's probably the anchor. So this is about standing up once again. We're hugging a pentacle very close to us. We got a foot on each of the other ones, right? We don't realize that there's this big, huge pentacle right behind us. Once again, if we stood up, we stretched, we let go of a few things. We put a belief in ourselves, and we turn around and look at this. We have a gate that's actually a giant pentacle being guarded by two angels. There's total balance there. So what are we hanging on to? And it's almost like we're not being honest with ourselves. We haven't looked in that direction because we're scared of the answers, because it might actually push us into where we need to go. And yeah, look at this. I pulled the Tower as the lost card. It may not be the answer we want. Now, know that the Tower card never comes in and takes something away that you needed in order to go forward on your path. Even though at the time, many times, the Tower energy feels the exact opposite. Life changes on a dime. Now, this could be small things, absolutely. I mean, this is a collective reading for everyone. So, some people may not even really notice that anything was actually removed from their life or taken from their life or changed in some way. To take us back to the basics, back to the foundation, and making sure that we have the balance that we truly need in order to go forward. And what is throwing us off that balance? What is not allowing us to take that sure foot forward each and every time? Let's get a mantra card. Competition. Summon courage and self-confidence. Well, we do have the moon going into Aquarius, and that's very a very social kind of. So competition. Summon courage and self-confidence. I'm just going to go to the book on this one because I'm really, to me, the competition and summon courage and self-confidence doesn't quite go together in my mind. So I'm going to see how they put it together. But this is about summoning courage and self-confidence within you, bringing it out. Be fierce in your desires and your dreams and who you want to become and what you want to step into and what you want your environment to look like. Be fierce. Fight for it. Say, it should be mine. I do deserve it. I am worthy. Because you are. See what the book has to say. I haven't come across this card. I got it. It's my COVID deck. A beautiful, beautiful, beautiful person went out and got it for me. Competition. There we are. And then mailing it, it actually had to go into quarantine. And so it's just been special from the beginning because actually a friend had loaned me this actual deck and I fell in love with that. And so draw upon your self-belief and mental stamina. Assert yourself and go after what you want. You need to maintain your position in work, business, sport, or study. Accept that there is a challenge ahead as you strive against others who ultimately want the same recognition as you. You may feel that you are struggling to keep your head above water as the opposition gains ground, but you are encouraged to defend your position without compromise or negotiation. You need to find the courage, the persistence, the determination that will ultimately lead you to victory. Wow, it all comes together so completely, doesn't it? The mantra is, I have the competitive edge to overcome my opponents. I have the competitive edge to overcome my opponents. So I think, you need to. I think it's a little dramatic, but I think it's a beautiful weekend in order to actually find your courage, your persistence, your determination, because it will ultimately lead you to victory, to success, to happiness, joy, balance, abundance. It will. You don't need to, but if you did, if you got passionate about you, what could happen? What kind of magic could actually come into your life? Okay, we'll get an animal card. So beautiful, strong energy, but I get this kind of. It's not confrontational or anything. It's just the strength that you can feel, the knowledge that you can trip upon, the sage wisdom that you can start a path in obtaining is all at your disposal this weekend. So believe in yourself. Get excited about where you're going. Even if you don't see a glimmer of hope right now, get excited about where you're going. Because all the cards are telling you it's on its way. Relax. It's like ordering that salad in the restaurant. When it's ready, it'll show up. We know you ordered it. Now giddy up. Start putting your focus on things that you can do now in order to enhance your path forward. Build your wings. So if you watch me on a daily basis, you know why I'm kind of giggling on that one. If not, well, you'll have to go back in the videos. And it's the monarch butterfly. For some reason, I got the other day, I researched a little bit about the monarch butterfly. I don't know what made me do it, but I did. And I think in 1991, there was 1.2 million monarch butterflies. And today there is, well, a couple of years ago, actually, right? The studies are always released like 4 years after. We're at like 100,000 monarch butterflies. So I think that would be considered a substantial drop. So they do like milkweed. So if you live on their migration path, or you are home to them in the summertime or the springtime or the fall or the winter, depending on where you live, they love milkweed. Okay, and so give them something where they're going to thrive and help them rejuvenate. But anyways, build your wings is well, let's just get to it because they do a good job of it, and then I'm probably just going to say things that we were just going to read anyways. So build your wings. Doesn't this tie in? Believe, joy, transformation, and confidence. You have to jump off cliffs all the time and build your wings on the way down. So yeah, sometimes we know that that's probably what holds us back sometimes is it's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging. It's something that we've never experienced before. So it's about building our wings. It's building our strength, our courage, our perseverance, our discipline. Butterfly comes to you with a message that it's time for you to build your wings again and fly. Butterfly is aware that you've experienced a loss. It could be a death, a divorce. You could be feeling lonely, depleted. Your life could have changed in some way. Routines. Butterfly believes that you can once again find that joy and dance to the song within your soul. And it may feel awkward at first, but in time, you will begin to feel more and more confident. Transformation doesn't happen overnight, and many times develops when a negative situation has occurred. You might have felt grounded or grounded yourself, afraid to fly. Or a situation may have forced you to stop believing that you can fly altogether. Now is the time to trust, have faith, that this is the time for you to explore the world around you. It is a time to love again. Start with loving yourself. It is the time to see the magic that is around you and within you. Butterfly also tells you that hurt from a childhood experience could be preventing you from spreading your wings and flying to the height that you need to be. So absolutely, somebody could have said something to you once, or you did something and everybody pointed and laughed, and it's just changed. It became your truth instead of what it truly was, just their opinion at the time. So a beautiful time to build our wings and fly. And it could very well be this weekend through a learning experience or stepping into a learning experience. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.